What are we doing for the rest of our lives, Austin?
The rest of our lives, you're not wrong. Supercharger, again. But this time you guys have asked for it. It's a DE. All right, so this is Colin's G35. It is a, I'm sure you can tell, primary track car. And yeah, this is how to install a fuel system and supercharger on a G35DE. 350Z, guys. You can use this as a reference. Obviously, a little bit is going to change, but should get you most of the way there. Dave and I are going to be following the install guide, just like you guys would. So this portion is for the fuel system. If you want to see the supercharger piece, go to the listing. You can find that down below, or you can see it on YouTube. But yeah, we got all of our fuel system components. And cool piece is actually, it'll be different by the time you guys watch this, but last week, we finally were able to drop the fuel system for the DE, specifically G35, with billet rails. I had to change some length on some of the hoses, but yeah, I don't think any of these have been sold yet because we just turned it on. So this will be the first time. And they're letting me do it. Great. Mounts, we got regulators, we got inlines, Aeromotive 340 on this one, which this is a built motor. We are going to start conservative. 340 should be good for around the 550 range on E85. After that, he may need to go to a 525 Walbro. Heads up if you guys are looking at this, trying to decide what you need. Walbro 525, you have to use a 370 basket, fuel pump assembly basket, because the inner diameter of the 351 will not accommodate a Walbro 525. This is as big as we can go. So we're gonna start here and yeah, we'll see where it goes, but we got all of our lines, our rails, all of our bulkhead fittings, all of that. And yeah, I'm gonna get everything laid out and then we'll see where the fuel level is, if we need to drain fuel to, you know, kind of help pull everything out, because you don't want a full tank. All right, so as you guys can see, this is track car. We're gonna start by unbolting the seat just to make it easier. That way you guys can see what we're doing inside. It'll make it easier on Dave to film. Biggest piece that's gonna be a difference for you guys if you're doing this at home, if it's a street car, obviously there's no back seat. He has deleted everything. Cushion on the back, just pull straight up and then you can access. If you need all that, it's in the install guide. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, let me get that seat out and then we'll start pulling the pump out. These threads look atrocious. There's brackets for a nitrous tank in the trunk. Aha. All right, that wasn't in the install guide, but had to be done. Phillips head screwdriver, and we got 4 these little plastic clips that you're just going to quarter turn clockwise. That one's a little strippy. I'm gonna grab a pair of pliers. Okay. They're plastic, and it looks like somebody has already touched that one, and it's not really a Phillips head anymore. Be right back. Yep. All right, I've grabbed an assortment of tools. Needle nose, some angled needle nose, and a flathead, and we'll see how it goes. All right, got that last guy off so we can pop off the cover, and then you can see harness is kind of tight for the bulkhead, so we'll just, there's one connector there, you just press and pull, and then we can push that guy out of the way. And then, all right, next we got the fuel line. This is your feed. So what you're gonna do is pinch these 2 little guys and rotate, pull the line away this way. There is obviously some residual that's gonna be in it. The car hasn't ran in a couple of days, so all the pressure should be drained out by now. If you wanted to, you could kill the fuel pump. Like if you have like a little scan tool or something, you can kill the fuel pump, turn on the engine if you have some leftover pressure, and it'll pull all the fuel that's in the line out, draining the pressure down, so when you open this, it doesn't spray out everywhere. But like I said, hasn't been running, so we should be good. Just like that. Just squeeze, pull the line back, and we're good to go. And we're just gonna tuck this guy out. This guy will be our new return when we're all said and done. and we're gonna have to tap into this to make a new feed. Tuck that guy down to the side. Now we gotta get these, I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts out. All right, these bolts, they are Phillips on top, and then they are also 8 mil. Use whichever one you want. I'm gonna try and go with just the 8 mil that I have on the 3/8 here. These screws are specific. If you get them wrong, or if you like maul one up trying to get it out, but you do get it out and you want to replace it, you have to use the same screw in every dimension, right? It's obviously same thread pitch. Most importantly, the length. We've had people here that have learned from mistakes, and people at home. If you use too long of a bolt, there's layers to your fuel tank, the construction on the outside of it. And if you use too long, you'll actually start to separate it, and then fuel can get in between, causing a loss in pressure. There's no way to fix that. You can't tap it. It is a new tank. So if you screw up any of these screws coming out, you damage any of them, order them from us. Brand new OEM is what I would recommend. So honestly, these are in here not that tight, which is a good thing. You don't want to over tighten these, but as I'm no certified technician, but these do kind of feel like they have already been removed at some point. And now this one, there it goes, I got it a little bit. Sometimes there's some sealant around it, so an 8 mil can't quite get on there. You can use a pick or something to knock off some of that sealant around the edge of the bolt. Worst case scenario, you just use the Phillips. But yeah, that one, yeah, I'm not actually on it because of that sealant around. So that is where we'll grab a Phillips. There we go. All right. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one, 6. And you guys saw that when you remove the 6th, the basket has springs on either side. You'll see when we pull it out, it will pop up and protrude up a little bit. So just when you go to remove that last one, know there's going to be some pressure pushing up against you. So now there's 2 steps from here that you need to be mindful of. One, the float for your fuel level ascending. We'll have to pull it up and kind of rock it out. But before that, we're going to have to get it up a little bit. And there's a siphon hose that goes from one side of the tank to the other because the tank isn't perfect. Kind of has 2 lower spots, one on either side, right? And the trans tunnel goes in between. So we'll have to get it up, disconnect that siphon hose, then rock the basket out to make sure not to catch and bend and damage that float. This is where patience comes into play. Take your time. You can set that ring to the side and start pulling this out. And there is a good bit of fuel in here. Could have drained it a little bit more. So there's a clip on either side. You're gonna have to squeeze it or really pry one side out. Rather, where's my tiny flathead? There it is. So what you're gonna do is just put a flathead right there. And you see what I mean on just prying that guy out. Maybe use your thumbnail on the other side. Be careful not to damage it. You don't wanna crack it. There you go, just pull it off like that. And then this will drop in the tank. That's okay. It's not going anywhere. You can always put your hand down and get it. And then pull this out. And then the float is actually right here. You can see this metal arm that bends down. It's going to bend down and it's going to protrude towards me. So you just have to come and just slowly fish it out. And there you go. And then when you pull this out, if you guys have a full interior and you want to be careful, this whole bottom piece, bottom half of this basket is full of fuel. You can see I have a drain pan. Can you see it outside the window here, Dave?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, there's a drain pan over here. So keep that ready and we'll take this out of the car. All right, so like I said, pan, a lot of residual fuel is gonna be in there because it can fill up this whole bottom half of the basket and kind of the center where the fuel pump resides. So I'll do that, kind of tip it back, let all the fuel come back down to the bottom. Tip it again, and we should be good there. It's my first time doing a DE one, Dave. I didn't realize how different they are from 370s. I know. Because 370s have those 2 little thin arms.
This is like coils around,
yeah.
whatever that is.
This isn't as big as a 370, which makes sense. but honestly, it looks like it's sturdier. Like, you know how the 370, the arms can snap and then you're screwed?
And it'll teeter too, like
yeah, it'll like cockeye.
Yep.
So we're good. Let's go over to the table and yeah, we'll get going on breaking this guy down and let's get a bigger pump in there. There's still a good bit of feel in this, but I don't know, like I can see it in there, but I don't know how to get it all out because just tilting it doesn't do it. Let's just make a mess on the table. Screw it. So now we got to separate this bottom half from the top half. So if you look right here on this spring, you can see there's a little lock tab right there. Press it down, pull this up, and it'll slide past. And then we can separate these halves, pull a couple wires out. I'm gonna cut this zip tie because these wires are keeping the two halves from separating. If you guys notice any differences from what we're about to do for what you guys have, it looks like this is not an OE pump assembly. It looks like to be like an OE replacement. Wouldn't call it an upgrade, just this one's probably cheaper than replacing the OE. OE got replaced at some point. So maybe slight differences, but should be roughly the same nonetheless. The biggest thing I want to know is, are these wires different colors, but I can figure it out either way. Get that guy out, give us a little more wiggle room. There we go. So that spring will fall out from the other side. This one can come out from that side. Yeah, that's sock. That is not a factory sock. I'm going to go ahead and keep going and break this thing down 100%. So this guy here is your fuel temp sensor. You should just be able to take your fingers, pop that straight up, separate it. And then this is your fuel sending unit. And we will have to separate this from inside there. Oh, it's those two clips, I see. I need like a flathead. OE, yeah. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like not wanting to let go. The whole thing just came apart. You're still rolling, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, thank God. Dude, what the Okay. It was like, dude, I'm about to go back and just grab a brand new OE pump assembly and just we'll start from there. So it was
That's not right.
What?
Yeah, you would think it would be these, but it's not.
No, so you have to get those up and then out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can't lift it up too high and hit this top channel. You have to squeeze it right in the middle, right in the perfect spot.
Gotcha. So, like we said, guys, this is gonna differ a little bit. Normally, these are spade connectors on top of the sending unit, and these are spade connectors that for some reason have drops of solder on them. I don't want to resolder them, so we left them. Now we have two halves. Thank you, Brendan.
Thanks, Brendan.
We're gonna have a lot of phone a friends, aren't we? All right, gotta remove the sock, which should just be, it should just pull off the bottom of the pump. These usually just slide on. There we go. Sock comes off. And then now what I'm going to do is tip this guy upside down. We have to take off the pump retaining trim plastic piece. What's it called? Pump retainer piece. Yeah, it's just called a piece. So 3 tabs. 1, 2, and 3. So what I'm going to do is just lay it on its side. Get a little flathead in here. Whew. This is tight. Oh, I see. There's a little relief right at the top of each clip for you to get a flathead or something in, which that one just popped back into place. And then that guy comes off, set to the side. Finally remove the pump from the housing. Push down, you saw that connector up top that we originally disconnected from here. You just use your finger, push it down, and slide out your pump. All right, so now you can see we got our hole there for the new pump. Everything's broken down, and I believe we're ready to start throwing in the new pump. The new pump being the Aeromotive 340. Good common one we do a lot of the time, should be good for the power level that Colin is wanting is E85 compatible, which is what we are using when this thing is all said and done. Comes with your little carb sticker. Not that I think that's going to matter for this one. New sock. Little connector, little piece of tubing, clamps, and most importantly, the pump itself. Stealth fuel systems. All right. Now that we got the retaining clip out, fuel pump out, take our new Aeromotive. What we're gonna do is on the bottom, there's these 4 tabs. We gotta file these guys down. So we are gonna modify the new pump, and that is, this pump is a little bit taller. If you talk about nipple on the bottom for inlet and nipple on the top outlet, the whole thing is just a little bit taller. Where can I get that? Yeah, you can see it's taller. So we got to get everything just right, which means filing these 4 guys down, and potentially, it's in the install guide, this retaining clip, you're supposed to file down this area here where the 3 clips are. It's these 2 in 1 or these 2 in 1. That one, that one, that one. But some of the texts have said they have not been, had to do that if you get these right. So we'll start here, see if it fits. If it doesn't, we'll file this down and go from there. Thank you, Kyle. These are our files. And yeah, so got a pair of cuts here, and I'm just going to kind of take some meat off of that, like there. I'm just going to work my way around, and then we'll clean it up with a file afterwards. This feels so counterintuitive, taking a brand new fuel pump and just start hacking into it. But it is what it is. All in the name of horsepower. And then now I can take some files. I might go put this guy in a vise. In case you guys haven't noticed, I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, well, there you go. Look at that, Dave. You can see little remnants of where they were, but for the most part, they are all gone. Get all the chunkies out. Yeah, there you go, all those removed. Let's go see if it fits in the basket. All right, and I'm gonna test fit all this. We're gonna go ahead and cut these at the very top because this connector does not work with that connector. So what we're gonna do is cut this guy. Like that. And we're gonna cut this guy. And then once we get it fed through, we'll see how it fits. Feed the wires through like that. Ooh. So this is what they're talking about on, we may have to trim these guys up a little bit because even pressing all the way up, I can get 2. Yeah, there's no way I can get 3 locked up because that's fully seated all the way up there. Oh man, it is so close. Haha.
Say, bro, you need a snap ring.
John,
Your tools work great.
get a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Okay. So it does fit. It is tight. I definitely see why they put it on the install guide to file the retainer. We made it work without it. Another disclaimer, does not know we won. So we had a little mishap on our fuel sending unit that this went to there, and that looks like a spade connector that you can just slide off, right? Normally, yes. On the back side, I don't know if you can see how close you can get there. That's solder on the spade connector. Why they would do that, I don't know. And then manipulating the basket around, solder connection broke. So just, if you guys see the sending unit not attached for the rest of the modification of the fuel pump assembly, it's because it broke. We're gonna have to solder it. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. On the OE one, those spade connectors just unplug. So you can set the fuel sending unit aside so it's out of your way. That is what I would recommend to do. Dave and I are rolling in stride here, aren't we, Dave?
Oh, we're killing it.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
All right, okay. What is on the dyno?
I don't know. It sounds like a bad trombone.
Bet you it's a D. I take it back, chill.
That's what I thought.
All right, fuel pump grommet. So you guys can see way down in there. You see that? Yeah. The outlet of the fuel pump goes all the way in there and goes in that fuel pump grommet. And just grab a pair of needle nose and yeet. This one doesn't look too bad. This thing is notorious to, we actually did a piece on this. Spencer did a good job on, what did he say? My car won't start, it runs like crap, the tune went bad. It's not a thing, guys. These things like to deteriorate over time and they'll crack. So as fuel is being sucked up from the bottom of the pump, it slides in like this, and then it seals into the housing up here, and then comes out the feed, goes to the engine. This guy will crack. So it'll suck in fuel, pump it, pressurize it, and as it goes up, it comes out here and falls back down into the basket. And you end up with a never-ending cycle. Some fuel may get up, but obviously definitely cause issues. So we're already here. There's nothing wrong with this one. It looks great. And I guess because this whole assembly got replaced at some point, doesn't matter. We're taking the time. We don't want anything to go wrong. So you are going to replace this guy with the one provided in the kit. Let me grab it.
He was right around. He was like, man, these wipers suck. He was like, man, these wipers are junk.
Man, I wonder why that would be.
Wonder why that would be.
Remember to take off your wiper guards, kids.
It's not just one. It's both of them.
Both of them. Now, who's complaining about their wipers?
The owner of the company.
Perfect. Even the owner of the company makes mistakes sometimes.
All right, so now we got our new Z1 fuel pump grommet. Just gonna slide that guy right on, and it has a nice little recession in there to where it goes, and then you can feel it just kind of snap into place, that last little boop, bit. And then let's feed this guy on in. Nice and good in there. Get our retainer. Ooh, she wants to, Dave. Dang, girl. Ha ha, ha ha, ha. I got to skip a step. Sweet. So that's in. New grommet, pumps in, wires are out. All we got to do is join these guys together. And the sock that came with it will go on just like that. Man, where's this fuel coming from? Dave, we are making progress.
Yes.
All right, take this back off. But we are not done yet. We still have to do the regulator delete. Still have to do the venturi on the bottom there. And it's a return system. I don't see a hole for a return. We still have to add that. That's the one I'm probably the most nervous about. Doing these installs is such an emotional roller coaster.
You're telling me.
Dude.
I'm right there with you.
Pump in. Now we got it outside or upside down. Fuel regulator needs to be deleted. So we're going to take a flathead, and I might be able to do this. No, I'll need a flathead. This retaining clip. I can't. Oh, it's right there. I'm an idiot. Pry the side like that. Flathead's not doing it. Let me grab the pick. There we go. Dave, I get defeated by the smallest frickin' things.
It's always how it is.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that guy out. And then now you can pop out the factory regulator. Set that guy to the side. Now we get Z1 parts. It goes towards this. It goes like, wait.
Let's take that washer out.
No, like. I think this is smaller than what its factory should be.
Aftermarket basket and it's not inspected correctly. Yeah, that's a real possibility.
You know that for a fact? We're good?
No. No, I'm just asking.
Oh, I haven't looked.
Oh. Oh, you should look.
Sean, I'm about to say it. Nope. The diameter for the fuel pressure regulator where you add the delete is different. That's too small. I don't know where this is going to get cut in. Dave's going to have to do some editing magic because I don't want you guys to get this far in and then see this and then see us start from the beginning. I don't know. Dave's going to have to edit it good. Removed fuel pressure regulator, right? You see the diameter of that does not match the delete, which means I don't know if they spec'd it wrong when they made this aftermarket one. I don't know if this is like one that they use in God knows however many fuel pump assemblies, and they were just like, yeah, just use this, it'll be fine, and it probably is fine, but obviously our kit is designed around the OE basket assembly, all that, which we were making it work until this, because I cannot drill that out and trust that this is going to have a good seal. It's not a Z1 car, it's a customer car. We're not going to do that. So we're going to see if we have any other assemblies upstairs and maybe go from there. If not, I'm going to have to order a brand new assembly to use parts. Ho, 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 used parts. If you guys didn't know, we have a huge selection of used parts. Massive parts. That was a Forsberg reference. Yes. Actually, you might be able to tell that I think I'm wearing different pants. It's a different day. This is a different day. So this is the fuel pressure regulator that comes in the bottom of the basket that we pulled out of the car. Our fuel pressure regulator delete replaces it. Those are not the same, sir. This is too small. And that cannot be modified. You might be able to modify it. I would never take a risk on it. It's a fuel component. Like, if you drop pressure mid-pull and you lean out, is it worth it? So, yeah. Let's see, what's the lesson here, Dave? Buy OE. When it comes to critical components on your car, such as like a fuel basket, pump, another big one is crank position sensors, right? Those go bad. Buy OE. Do not cheap out and go OE replacement from third-party websites because, yeah, this guy spent all this money on the fuel system supercharger kit, and the fuel system doesn't work with whoever makes this. So, we have another one. It took a couple days to come in. This is from Infiniti, made for this car, and actually I had to pick which year, like specific, so I don't know if there's changes from year to year. I don't know, but we got our new one, so I'm gonna take a break for a second, and everything we did to this, I'm gonna transfer over, and yeah, I'll be right back.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Hey.
We can always tell people just clear it. What you got there?
Trash.
Welcome back. We're right where we were on the other one. I got the fuel pump in, all that's good. Took out the OE regulator, and yeah, a little bit of a difference there. The one that doesn't work and the OE one that we just pulled out, which is getting replaced with this. And you can see that matches up. This doesn't. This is trash. I missed.
Trash.
All right, so we're gonna continue from here. There. So our regulator does have little retaining clips that will just pop right in. And this one is being difficult because it is fresh and brand new. It is like super hard, rigid plastic. So I'm trying to be easy. I think it's just this cavity is so fresh and new, and I gotta get this O-ring in it. I think that's what I'm fighting. There it goes. This one didn't lock into place.
Not fully.
Yeah, see, it's like sticking out. It's not quite snapped in yet. But
Just went in
the
uneven.
back one's in.
Maybe it just like went in kind of.
Yeah, maybe I can just kind of squeeze it a little bit and give it some love. There it goes. Whew, that is a tight fit, which is fuel system. You want it to be 100% there. Awesome. So now I believe these two, we can just set aside or throw away. All right, moving on. Alrighty. So let's see, best way is probably that. There we go. Beautiful. It's too big.
So screwing around.
That was good. Cool. Oh. Caught the edge there a little bit. There we go. So now we can swivel that guy around and do whatever we need to. There's no what will be feed on this hat. This is the factory feed. It will end up being the return. So the new feed is going to go here. Right? Yes. Pump goes through the regulator. It will come out through this, and it's going to go right there. So we give you a couple of these plastic washers that you will use for your new bulkhead, but right now it's kind of more like a template for me. So we got to clear out all this webbing underneath here that this is going to sit, that this line will connect to like that. So I'm just going to kind of get it there. I don't want it too close to the connector, but I probably will take out the webbing in between where I have the washer and the connector. So what it looks like is pretty much from this line all the way over to the connector. We're going to get all that out to the fab area. Recommended tool for clearing that out? Everybody needs a Sean. So the tool is bigger than the assembly. That's fine. That'll get in there enough. Sweet.
Should like a baby handheld belt sander?
Yeah,
Sick.
it's exactly what it is.
That's what some body shops use for spot welds.
Thank you, Sean. To the fab area. All right, again, just so you guys can see, there's our washer we're gonna use. So I'm gonna take all the webbing out up to the connector, but obviously I want this spaced a little bit further back because we gotta get to it on the other side. So I think what I'm gonna do is go from where my fingernail is. I'll keep this piece of webbing, but everything beyond it to the left will go. So this, that, and that. Belt sander. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, right there. Money. Sweet. Now we get to drill a hole in the top of it.
Yay.
Awesome. Honestly, that was my most nervous part about all this. Well, now we got to drill a hole through it. So I guess once that's done, then we'll be good. Let's see, scale of 1 to 10. Professional's opinion. How did I do? Let's go there.
Oh, well, you forgot to drill the hole for the bulkhead.
Oh, I'm not done yet.
Then why are you showing us?
No, just clearing out the webbing.
You still have to drill the hole. You're not done.
I just was talking about
show me
this.
an unfinished product and ask me
Just
to
this
review
step.
it.
I want you to review this step.
That's like showing up to a body shop and it's primer on the car and you're like, how does it look?
Yeah, did I do a good job laying primer?
You have a good base.
That was a bad idea. I deeply regret that decision. Everybody's so mean to me. Right, so I got my paint pen. Make sure that's good. Put the washer down where I'm good to go. And then I'm gonna make a little hole or a little spot right in the middle, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is make sure it's dry. Flip it over. And it's gonna be kind of weird for you guys, but for me, like there's that little dull spot and I can see the center of that little mark that I just made. So because of the light from the camera, it makes it a little difficult. So they maybe just shoot it.
You want me to just turn it
Yeah.
off?
Yeah, there we go. Now you can see it. Cool. So I'll just position the washer on top of that, center it. Make sure I think I got it good.
Does it help?
Yeah, made it worse. Just a little that way. Cool. And make a mark there. All right, so we got our mark on the bottom, mark on the top. They're good. Now we can drill it out. I got a 5/16 bit. It's just what I had laying around to make a pilot hole because the hole you need is 9/16. And I couldn't find a 9/16, but I found a step bit. And I wrapped blue tape around the 9/16 line. Let me confirm. Yes. So I'll keep going until I hit the blue tape. Stop. We'll clean it up and be done. Paint mark dried. Gotta get it in the vise. And be very careful because I don't want to break anything. Just need to hold it still. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Well, here goes nothing, Dave.
Nice.
All right. So now we swap out. Beautiful.
Nice.
It's my first time ever doing the tape job on a step bit. It works.
Good.
So it looks good. Because of the step bit, it is a little coned. I can always flip it over and go from the other side, but I'm gonna hit it with a D-burr as soon as I can find one and go ahead and do a test fit. If it works, it works. I don't want to take more material off than I need to, so. So I couldn't find a D-burr tool, so. I
found a shot
I
instead.
found a shot.
Should work.
Thank you, sir. All right, yeah, nice clean hole there. All good there. Let's go install the bulkhead. Thank you, Sean. VR38.
Part out.
There's VR38 here, a little over here. If you look over here, there's some more, and there's some more right there on the cradle. And look. Anyways. All right, so my hole looks like it's like the right size. You probably make it a little bit bigger, but we already have it cleaned up so well. So I'm just going to slide this guy in. Rock her in just like that. And then now I will add the washer on the underside. And the nut. All right, so I'm going to hold the nut still. The angle of the fitting needs to match the OE one here. So I'm just going to hold this here, give it that nice little extra. Maybe I can get a little turn out of this as well. Whew. Man, it's a tight spot. There we go. One more little twisty. So we're good. Yep, we got PTFEs nice and flat. Nut got a little close to the connector. That's not going to hurt anything, but I probably should have just taken this over just a little bit. and right up against it. Yeah, I like it. I did it.
You did it.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
All right, continuing on. So next in the install guide, which I think we're gonna skip for this one, it says you need to remove this kind of webbing here. You just kind of hollow out a little bit on all 3 levels to make this hose sit nicer here. But even all the way on, like our hose is nowhere near it. So, I mean, it's not like you strap the hose to it. Oh, it's when it gets in the basket, Dave. Oh well, when we go to put it in the basket, if we think it's an issue, we'll just slide it back out, Dremel it out. But really, I think this, maybe we've made a revision at some point. I think it's fine. Here to here, clamp on, slide it over the barb. Oh, Barb. Had to divorce Barb. She told me I couldn't go riding anymore. Hell no, brother. I live on the road. It's over. There's still a little bit of room. It looks like the hose could slide up a little bit, but the barb is bottomed out in this part of the hose. So I think we are good there. And then I'm just gonna tuck this there and tighten from here. Sweet. Cool. Clamps on. Yeah, I mean, like, even if I hollow this out, like, there's no way that's, yeah, should be fine. Oh, it's, I don't know why I'm saying that. Let's just go ahead and find out. Where are my springs? One there. You want to go here? Yes. And then this goes like that. I can put this spring there. Ah, dang it. Let's do. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, no, hose is fine.
Yeah. It's not crimped or anything.
No, it's perfect. Cool. That's all good. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so now we're ready to put our 6AN adapter onto the already existing feed port, bulkhead thing. So there's 2 of these that you're gonna get in the kit. It comes with the box of all the fuel lines and everything. There'll be a red bag. And there's 2 of these that look really identical because they're both -6, but one is clearly bigger than the other, and it is made for the fuel pump, while the other one will go over one of the ends of the existing hard fuel line on the Jeep. So unscrew it, just slide that guy over, take the other end, push it together, make sure it seats in that O-ring, and just thread it on. Sweet. And then I will get my -6. No, that's an 8. Yep, I need a 6. And it looks like maybe a 4 to hold the back end while I tighten up the other side. So let me grab a 4 and a 6. All right, so we got our 4 on the back side. Come on, 6. The venturi piece, there's a little hole in between where my fingernail is and that little yellow piece. It goes that way, and then it goes up in. And it is currently at 0.050 inches diameter. We need to make it bigger. And this is one of those things you take your time on, you don't want to screw it up. So what we're gonna do is I'll take pliers and start pulling it down a little bit. Maybe take a screwdriver or a pry tool, just kind of pop it out. You don't want to remove it fully, there's no need. You just need it to get it raised enough to where you can drill it this way. And yeah, there's a big chapter on this. You don't want to screw it up because if you over drill it, if it's too big or if you go too far, the car won't idle. And you can't buy this individually. You have to buy a whole new basket and do all this all over again. So yeah, let's get to popping this out. But real quick, I'm going to see if I can take this sending unit out. Just that way I have just the bucket because I really don't want to break this thing. Well, that was fun. Before I could get it up enough, and maybe it's because this is a brand new basket. Everything, like I said, is stupid tight. It just popped out, and it's fine. But you can see it just kind of has these clips that snap in and then one little O-ring. So this actually makes it easier that it popped out all the way, is what it is. But yeah, that little hole needs to be drilled out, but not too much. All right, so we're gonna use a 5/64 drill bit, and that should equal 0.0781 inches. The recommended orifice size is a 0.075. We give you 4 options in the install guide. If you only have one of those bits, any one of those 4 should work. 5/64 is what I have, and that's the closest to the recommended 0.075. So that's what we're gonna go with. I need a drill. So we borrowed Sean's Mac drill bit set because Sean is super organized and everybody needs a Sean. So I'm looking for 5/64, which is right here, but look at this. They have all the conversions. So 5/64 is a 2 mil, which is 0.0781. Let's see if ours shows the same. It does. So actually, 0.075 is recommended. The closest option we give you is actually, it says number 48, which is a 0.076. And yeah, and here in fractional, it's too big of a jump down. If I was gonna try and go a little smaller, it goes to 0.0625. And that's, yeah, way too small. Honestly, it's like slightly bigger than what's already in this thing, but it would not be enough for this system. And if you get this step wrong, look this tiny, teeny little thing, you ruin it. Don't ruin it. And it said we're going in, I believe, 10 mil. Yep. Do not drill through the backside. It will need to be drilled roughly 10 mil, which you guys can see, like, you see it comes in this way, and then the fuel will go that way. There's the back. It has a little bit of a support here. So what you can do is just hold this to a bit, like that's how far I need to go. Right there will be good. So yeah, let's grab a piece of tape. I don't want to ruin it, Dave. I don't want to do it.
No, it's not worth it.
And when you drill this, like that guide is there that I just put on with the tape on the bit, but go slow, take your time, and you can feel when you get through the part that you're drilling out and it goes into a bigger cavity, you can feel the drill bit have a little bit of relief, and that's when you know you're good. Not enough clamp. There we go. That's it. I can feel it go through. Beautiful. That's all I needed to do. Yeah, much better. Let's hope it's good. Drilled out venturi. Set this guy on the edge of the tool bench, and we're just gonna pop her right back in. Make sure it's all centered. A little pressure. Yahtzee. Good to go. O-rings in there. Looks seated to me. And we're good. Dave, we're making progress.
Yes, sir.
Okay, reassemble the basket. So what we're gonna do is take the factory connector, cut this guy off here. We'll run the wires behind the fuel line, trim them, make sure they're all correct length, no stress, no kinks, nothing like that. Crimp them out, and then we should be good to put all this back together. And then we can put it back in the car, Dave. We're almost ready to start doing fuel lines.
Oh boy.
Put at the connector. And strip this guy. I don't want to pull too hard and pull it out of the solder. There we go. So that side's good and done. Now we just need to do it on the fuel pump side and get our lengths right. And this is going to be fun because I'm going to have to do this behind a fuel line. I want to take off too little instead of too much because that would suck a lot. so we got our wires cut, stripped. Clean these guys up a little bit. And now we can get to crimping. So I'll do this one in, trying to make sure I'm not getting any frayed wires, just sliding it right over and in like that. Actually, I'll do this on the other side of the fuel line now, and then I'll pass it through once they're crimped. Wire insulated, crimper, oh yeah, there we go. 1416. There we go. Good. 1416. My wire almost slid out. Sweet. So now we'll just pass them through. Hey, ever since I installed your fuel pump, you keep blowing fuses. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out why. And crimp. And then slowly pull the tool out. That's one. One more. All right, we're good.
All right.
Aha. That wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but we are good. Sweet. So now we'll leave these wires to the side, and we can start putting our basket back together. We're going to take the stock fuel pump sock that came off, slide it onto the new aeromotive, and I believe we're good to go. Just like that. Looks good. Feels good. And then I will take the fuel temp sensor. We'll put these cables back in their little keeps, just like that. Which one was power, which one was ground? Or signal and ground. White is always, or black is always ground, so this is signal side, so there's our signal. Okay, so that's good, that's good. Come on, wire, get tucked up in there and look all nice and neat. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Fuel temp sensor, we can put and just press it and slide it back in, just like that. Dave,
Wow.
we did it.
You did it. You put the fuel basket back together.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Not really, it's just installing a fuel pump. Now we gotta run lines.
Oh boy.
After we get this back in the car, which we are ready to do. So it'll go back in. We do give you guys a new fuel pump O-ring, the whole basket O-ring that separates this from the tank. Definitely use that. Old one, throw it away. Make sure you get it right. Otherwise, when the tank pressurizes, it'll spill out in between. So yeah, all we gotta do is drop this guy in, make sure we reconnect the siphon hose from the other side of the tank, bolt it all down, and he'll be good to go. I did it.
Good job.
All right, so we got everything all good. I'm doing double check, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. So flip that cover off. Remove the old O-ring. Throw that away later. Put in the new O-ring. Put the pump down there, I can kind of seat the new O-ring in. And then now, I'm going to kind of hold this, the level, right, the floater. I'm going to hold it with my thumb, rock it in, put put it in the hole, and before I seat it all the way down, I do have to connect that siphon hose, which goes here. And then I will hit the bottom of the tank and it will protrude up a little bit, and you have to compress it down. While compressing it down, put your ring on and start tightening your bolts while holding pressure. So yeah, a little bit of a tricky process. And I can see the siphon hose already right there. So I'll see if I can't hold that and do this at the same time. There we go. Siphon hose is in, floats in. So there we go. Get in here. And the biggest thing now is you need to make sure that that O-ring is seated right. I like that.
Yeah, that looks good.
So now while holding it down, because I don't want to try and reseat that O-ring, I have to fit this ring on. But you gotta slide it over and then down. Hooray. All right, and then now we'll get these bolts started. And try my hardest not to drop any. Okay. And then we'll go around and tighten them up in a star pattern. If I can get them to seat on my email. Some I'll have to do with the Phillips head. Yeah, those last two I'll have to do just because of that sealant that's on them. Sweet. And now where did I put?
There it is.
Yeah, so this is the factory feed line, which is now this. So you are seriously just going to slide it on. When we took off the factory fuel line, the little retaining clip for it stayed on the OE pump. So make sure you get that guy. And boom. So that's good. And now where did I tuck the wiring harness? Which we're not going to plug this guy in. I just realized I'm being dumb, Dave.
Because we gotta do fuel lines.
Gotta do this. And I don't want this in my way.
Yay, fuel lines.
It's time to do fuel lines.
Great.
To the install guide. Pumps in, lines connected, haven't done the harness or the new line yet. Before we do lines, we are going to do fuel rails. So intake, plenum, you know, some stuff around here. We're gonna start ripping all that out, get the rails in with the injectors, and then we will join the two with lines and go from there. So yeah, I needed 10 mil for this. Intake can come off and it can be boxed away because we're supercharging. Good. What's that bolt so long? And why did I grab an 11? Oh yeah, Austin, it has a PCV. Duh. Pair of pliers. Oh. What are these things called again? Spring clamps. And I hate them. Ooh, that silicone is on there, boy. There we go. I think he needed a new intake anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, that thing's about like dry rotted to crap. I'm gonna set this to the side, but I will need this MAF when we go to boost the car, but I don't wanna lose it, so I'm just gonna keep it in the intake for now and set it to the side. Bingo. Sweet. I need my pliers to get this guy off. Sweet. All right, we're gonna disconnect this hose here. Goes under the loom, goes into the bottom of the plenum. And make sure the car is cold because this is a coolant line. There we go. Rather than sliding it up the hose, I just slid it back onto the barb. There we go.
There it is.
Just had to pull on it a little bit. Slide that out, and then now I can get the clamp off. There we go. We got that one off. There's one more in the back of the plenum. It's really tight, and what I think we're just going to do is get the rest of the plenum unbolted to where we should be able to lift it up, except for that one hose. That'll give us more room to get in there with a pair of pliers and take it off fully. So, 10 mil. Give it back. Get out of here. And then this doesn't like thread into anything other than itself. So I'm gonna run this back in, that way I don't lose it. Okay, next. Nice. Little vacuum line there. Okay. So it's 18. 17. I guess these I have to take off because they're nuts. All right, so now that it's loose, now I can get to that coolant hose on the back, give me a little bit more room, and yeah, we'll see. I guess I can't go this way because the throttle body. Oh yeah, that makes it a lot easier. All right, so the clamp slid down, now I just gotta pull it out. I'm gonna grab a different pair of pliers and like clamp it, wiggle a little left and right, try to break it free. There we go. There we go. Sweet. And the spacer came with it. Awesome. We'll get this gasket out. Oh, I guess you can't because it's sandwiched under that. Lower plenum time. So there's 8. Also, all should be 10. So there's 7. All right, now we should be able to remove the lower. Oh, no, we got stuff over there to remove. We got 10 mil here for this bracket for the wiring loom, 10 there, and then 2 over there for the fuel dampener. So. 4. That guy's out of the way, that's disconnected. Oh, nope. We got a line going there.
Yes.
I did miss that one. Clamp that guy. Sweet. Awesome. All right, all the plenum stuff's out of the way. So now we are tackling rails. We're almost there. So you see the hard line that comes off of this over to here to this damper. So I have to disconnect this damper. And then, let me see, this line goes into the bottom of it there, of this whole bracket piece. So I believe what I'll have to do from there is disconnect these hoses here, because this whole bracket will come with the rail. Set these guys to the side. Little bit of fuel, not bad. Sweet. Ah. Stay. All right, cool. There's definitely fuel in there. So yeah, now this connects to the back of the rail there. So I'll disconnect this line and this line, pull the two apart, and then we can remove the rails. All right, so that's one here. None of this stuff has ever been removed since it was installed originally by Nissan. Get that guy out of there. Sweet. Let me tuck that one way down there. All right, so now all that's good to the rails. Fuel's been disconnected from here. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna tape off, well, I'm gonna take this gasket off first. We'll clean up that surface, and we're gonna tape off the lower plenum because I don't want anything falling in there. And then we'll do the connectors for the injectors, 4 bolts for the fuel rail. We'll be Gucci. Dave,
Yes.
this could be your car, but you lacking.
I don't mind.
I understand. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do these connectors first. That way, those bolts are like holding the fuel rail in place. 1, 2. Sweet. Easy peasy. Now I will continue doing the 12s. Oh. All right, fuel rail time. Injector is disconnected, 4 bolts out, disconnected at the damper to where this whole piece will come with it. All right. Hang on, Colin. I told you I was going to send you photo updates. That back came up kind of nice. The front's being a little sticky. Okay. Well, that just dumped a lot of fuel out, and these clips didn't stay in at all. Like, the injectors are still in the plenum. I just pulled the rails out of the injectors. Yeah, man, these are not wanting to come out. It's these 2 cylinders here. There it goes. Okay. And real quick. Drain these bad boys out. And I'll go get those last 2 injectors. But with this fuel system we're doing the billet rail system. So this whole piece, injectors included, we got the Z1000s, new rails. This whole piece can actually be set to the side. It is not going back on the car. Let that sit there to finish drying out. See if I can get the rest of these. Look, the clip stayed on the injectors.
That's wild.
Yeah, now they're like really stuck in there. It's wild.
Never seen that before.
Me either. The good thing is we're not using them.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna damage them. I don't want to break them, but I'll grab a pair of pliers and see if I can pull them out. And I don't know about DE. I'm about to learn. If you guys are watching this, you may already know, but there we go. Some of these are directional on HR and VHR. But I think all of DE's, it looks like they're the same. The spray, yeah, they're center fire on HR and VHRs. Some go this way, some go that way, but because all these point out, it should be the same. Now I'm gonna clean up a little bit of mess I made because the injectors came out from the rail, so all that fuel just dumped and is currently sitting on the heads. So I'm gonna soak that up, and then we can unbox our new rails and our new injectors. And I do believe the install guide also says to remove these 4 thick washers where the rails sit on the lower plenum. I guess that means you don't need them with our rails, or we provide you with new ones that are probably different depths to make sure the rails sit where they should. So we'll set these to the side. Rail 1, mounting hardware, fuel damper retaining clips, retaining brackets. It looks like O-rings for the fuel dampers and 4 AN fittings, 2 on each rail in and out, and the other rail. Cool. They look pretty, Dave.
Yeah.
So I will have to take these injectors out of the stock rails because I need these clips to go into here. That's a pretty piece. Look at that. Purdy. Like how everything is individually bagged. Cool. So yeah, there you go. So O-ring goes on. So you guys can see flat end, barbed end. This barb flat end will go into the rail and the barb stays out. Just like that. And we'll do that all the way around. All 4 the same. So no worries about which one goes where. Yeah, buddy. All right, so now we're gonna do the dampers next. And then we'll move on to the injectors. So let me grab those. So we do provide you guys 2 new fuel dampers from Nissan. It's a tight fit. So I'm going to drop that O-ring in, get it seated as well as I can. Dampener on top. There it goes. Takes a little bit of force, but you'll feel it. It'll slide in. And then retainer on top. And then your pack of screws. I got my little Allen here. Do just a little on that side. There we go. Sweet. Repeat for the other fuel rail. O-ring in, damper. Yeah, man, these are tight fits. This one's being tighter than the other one. Get one to push it out. There we go. And then retainer and 2 M5 screws. All right, I'll grab my wrench or my ratchet. Just make sure they're good and tight.
Good and tight.
Good and tight.
Good and tight.
And then we can move on to the injectors. Now, before we move on to the injectors, I'm gonna grab a AN wrench and just tighten these guys on the outsides. Since I throw them in by hand, I just want to go ahead and have peace of mind that they're good. Yeah. Dude, AN stuff is weird. Like, I put these in by hand, but you can feel where they bottom out to where, like, yeah, it's always good. Like, I would always say double check it with a wrench, but they're not moving at all. They're tight.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I kind of jumped the gun a little bit and said we don't need this. We can set it aside. We're not using the rails. We're not using the injectors, but I do need to reuse these clips. So you guys can see you just have a tab here and here. You just kind of use your thumbs, spread them open, and then push away from you, and they pop right off. So just work your way around. Be careful that they don't shoot across your work area, your shop. They are all the same, so there is no need to keep up or keep track with which one came off of which injector. Doesn't matter, they all work. Last one. Cool. And then now we can leave this all together, and I am going to package these injectors up. That way we can give them back to him, or if not, we will put them upstairs. If he doesn't want them, we'll put them upstairs as used parts. Guys, don't forget, we do have a good plethora of used parts, and even if you don't see it on the website, doesn't mean we might not have it. Give us a call, find out. We sell used injectors all the time. All right, so we got our rails assembled with the dampers. Got all the stock injectors off. with the clips, and we have our new Z1000 CCs. So these guys are serial numbered, part number, serial number, dated, everything like that. And that way, if for whatever reason there were issues with these, we can always track them back to which batch. You don't have to remember which is which because they're already labeled teeny tiny on here, and they have a QR code that is specific to us and Nostrum, who is the manufacturer of our 1000 cc's. All right, Dave, you can speed this up if you want to.
No, I'm gonna slow it down actually.
It'd be really funny if you slowed it down to like, you're shooting 24, right?
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you slowed it down to like 4 FPS. Fine.
Maybe it's the front ones, I don't know.
Yeah, guys, side note, I have 2 with green stickers. These 4 don't have them. I can't think of any discernible difference. Like, you can see the spray nozzle is like kind of on the upper half towards the connector, and then without the green sticker, upper half, same pattern towards the connector. Connector, same orientation. The top is going to be the same. It's just going to be a hole for the fuel to go in. Everything else looks the same. I don't know. We'll find out. But
on the VHR, they're different. But
yeah,
but these
yeah.
aren't.
On HR VHR, I know it indicates the opposite spray, like the opposite nozzle location. But yeah, I can't, because on HRs and VHRs, this is clocked. So like some point this way and then 2 point this way. But on these, they're all the same. So I don't know why, but I'm letting the people know, ignore the green stickers. As far as I can tell, it doesn't mean anything.
Extra horsepower.
It's time to put our injectors in. I'm excited, Dave.
It's gonna be fun.
Hey, Brennan, do you guys put Vaseline on the side that goes in the rail and the side that goes in the plenum? You, okay.
Just to lubricate those over.
Got it. So, like Brennan just said, I got my Vaseline. So you got 2 sides. That goes in the rail. That goes into the engine. Try not to touch the nozzle down there. But you're going to take a little dab of Vaseline and just lube up the O-ring just a little bit to make sure it doesn't roll out and come apart, doesn't tear, anything like that. There we go. Ah, red rag. Bottom of your foot. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
So now that you got it all lubed up, doesn't matter which rail you start with, but if you see the mounting holes for your rail, those are always on the inside of the V, right? You took them apart, you should know. The electrical connectors for your injector will go opposite. So it will go, there's a mounting hole, connectors will go on this side, like that. Bingo. So we're just gonna work our way down, do these 2, do these 3, then we'll put our clips in. Halfway there, just 3 shots of vodka. Glug, glug, glug. Last one. Bingo. Awesome. Looks good. Nozzles are all good. I didn't get any Vaseline on those. Okay. All right, injectors are in, good to go. Dampers are in. Barbs are in on either side. I think we're good to put these guys in the car. So you're gonna install them with the Z1 logos towards the front of the car. And we do give you 2 new bolts, Allens. Let's see, these are 6s. And yeah, make sure, like I said before, you take out these thick black washers. You do not need these. It's already kind of been part of the rail for you. Words. I can't talk today. So seating the injectors in, making sure our bolt holes are going to line up. Yep, we're good. Got our connectors out of the way. And then with just a little bit of pressure, wiggle back and forth and go until the injectors slide into the plenum. There it goes. Just takes a little motivation of rocking back and forth. There we go. Good. 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 Sweet. Now we'll get these bolts started. Alrighty. I can go ahead and plug this side in, and we will torque everything down once both rails are in. 1, 2, and 3. Sweet. We'll grab the other one. All right, make sure the connectors are out of the way. And again, Z1 logo towards the front of the car. It's okay if you forget, because you'll find out it won't bolt up. And torque wrench. Got our torque wrench set to 8 pounds for the first pass, and then it'll do like 17, 18 on the second pass. I can actually do 17 and a half. It says 16 and 19 on the second pass. 17 and a half. And that's the rails and injectors. I was gonna say what we do next, but I don't know, Dave.
I don't know.
I'm starting to get delusional.
You got me too.
I love it. All right, so we disconnected this guy. Let's see, from, where was it? Oh, it went to that whole union on the factory rails.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is disconnect it here at this fitting. Slide this little guy up. And then I'll grab that, loosen that up. Pull that up. And slide that on there. And then the other side is going to go to, let's see, in the install guide, they called it the evap canister. I thought it was a purge valve, maybe kind of same thing, tomato, tomato. So I'm going to slide this guy over that. I definitely need to get that clamp higher. There we go. And work this guy down. My hand's kind of blocking it, sorry, but yeah, there you go. And then we will slide this guy down. There we go. Just like that. And then it is going to go over to this guy. So what we're going to do is remove this hose. There. Just like that. And then we'll join the two. There we go. Slide this clamp up. Bingo. And then the line that's left over coming out of the evap canister originally went to the back of the plenum. I'm pretty sure that will go back on there when we put the plenum back on. All right, on to the fuel pressure regulator. So everything involved with this is the regulator, the gauge, 2 bonded washers, 3 orb fittings, and the DE fuel pressure regulator mount. To assemble this, to mount this, we are actually filming this during the development of this kit. So as of right now for Dave and I, what we're about to do as far as mounting it is not in the install guide. By the time you guys are watching this and everything, it will be. So no worries there, but it turns out that the 350Z and 370s, we use existing holes in the firewall to mount this thing on the back. Yeah, those holes don't exist on a G35, so we're gonna have to drill some and get creative. But before we can do that, we're gonna go ahead and put our 3 orb fittings, bottom, left, and right of the regulator. Got my dash 6 wrench. Good. 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 And now the bracket that comes on the regulator, we are going to remove because we need to use one specific for this car. That was loud. I have no idea what that was. It's terrifying.
Floor report.
Put that guy to the side. Don't need it. You can throw it away. Ah. So, mount comes with 2 nuts, little elbow bracket, and then this bracket. There's our little elbow, and then the bigger piece. Sweet, but before we even get into mounting, we got one more piece, and that's the fuel pressure gauge. You're gonna remove this and put that guy right in there. Like we just said, on this back piece, we can actually go ahead and put it on here if we want to. Just use the screws that you used, that you took off already. In the second piece of bracketry, this one is only for Zs, for the 350. If you're a G35, you do not need it because the piece that this replaces is already back there, structurally a part of the firewall, so no need. And there we go. Cool. The only thing I am realizing, Dave, is, like I said, we're doing this for the install guide. Here are the nuts, but there's no studs, so I need bolts. I have no bolts. Where are my bolts?
What do you plan on running with your hopes and dreams?
The gauge, little fluid fill pressure gauge. Sweet. Yeah. Old Turbo Smart. When you go to install this, thread sealant, sorry, it's all nasty and dirty. It's shop. And there we go. Just a little dab, a little bit all the way around. Okay.
I'm not really camera focused on that at all. That's good.
Just kind of work it in the thread all the way around. Cool. So yeah, it's in there. That'll seal. Wipe this off, and we can thread it in. And real quick, let me see what size this is. 14 mil. Perfect. All good. That was really tight. You can see some of the thread sealant ended up coming out. Used just enough. Actually, I feel really confident with that. I think we're good. Yeah. Centered up with the gauge with the logo. We're good to go. So orbs are tight, bracket's tight, gauge is in. That nut up top is a little loose. It's definitely not a 14. I'll get this tightened up, and then we can figure out how you're going to mount this. Yay. All right, judge me if you want, but that is my cell phone in the middle of the plenum with a photo of the regulator mounted to the firewall on our supercharged G35. So yeah, I took a photo because I don't have a template. I don't have a way of knowing where. It's all super buttoned up, and there is a little bit of a curve in the firewall, so measuring it's not the easiest. So we're gonna eyeball it and hope we get it right when we connect all the fuel lines. So I got my dry erase pen, I got my mount, and I am just going to try and make this here look like that. And oh man, if he had the cowl and everything, it'd be perfect because it's literally right there at the end of that rubber. Oh, is there a hole? Oh, there is a hole right there. I'm thinking, oh, the bottom bolt is just above that hole, so it's like there. Yep, I think we're going there, Dave. So now, okay, that's where we're going. Looks pretty good to me.
No turning back now.
No, we still could.
Oh.
We ain't gonna.
Measure once, cut twice.
All right, and yet again, Sean has let us borrow his bit collection. Found these guys. So we got our bonded washers. So this will go up against the mount. This will go through, pass through the firewall, and then a little 10 mil nut. Clamp it all together. Not too bad for having to kind of come up with this. Of course, I asked for everybody's recommendation on where should I put this? What bolt should I use? Okay, where are those said bolts? Because I am pathetic. I don't know. Okay. But look at this. Do you know how many like tight places you could get this thing into? This is sick.
Might do something else.
What?
What?
And then the next question is, what size bit do we do? Quarter. That would definitely. Does that cover the thread?
Yeah, you start with that. If you have to go
Bigger.
it's better
I can
to
always go
start
bigger.
Smaller than too big.
Yeah. Also, do you have a punch or no? Who does to get that thing started? I know, I'm just tired of asking Sean for his tools. Like, look how thin and slim it is, but it's got some torque to it. Ow. Because I also didn't want to put this on and just like not do it right and the bit like runs away. I borrowed Sean's center punch. Sponsored by Earl.
The Earl of Spaghetti.
Wait, you guys don't have a t-shirt?
That's where we're going, Sean. Yes, that's the right direction. Cool. And the good thing is there's really nothing right on the other side of that. There are some heater core lines kind of like over in this area, but we should be fine. Ooh, it's a good thing there wasn't anything behind that. That just walked itself right in. I can like actually, there we go. Mount the regulator, and I guess we'll find out when we get the lines to it if we put it in the right spot. Close. Let me make sure. Oh yeah, money.
Money?
Cool. Let's mount it. All right, so regulator, bolt with our bonded washer, 2 of those and 2 nuts. Everything is 10 mil. You could use your Z1 ratcheting 10 mil keychain if you wanted to. There we go. Threading the nut on. You're only going to be able to spin the nut on so far by hand because these do have the nylon inserts to make sure they don't back out. Maybe I should do the top one first. good God. Sweet. There's one. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can use the impact on the other one, because that's. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we're back. Guys, I'm tired. It's been a long one. We got the fuel pressure regulator in, and now it is time for the final piece, which is fuel lines. So just connecting the rails to the regulator to the pump. We got all the huge major components in. Now it's time to join them all up, and then we'll see where we go. I know, Dave, you got the light. I'm gonna use mine too. Yes. So this green plastic cover is the OE hard line, and it connects to a rubber line. So we're gonna pull this guy off, get it separated, and hang on, Dave, don't go anywhere. We're going to use our quick disconnect that is provided in the kit on the hard line. So, yep, little, pretty sure -6 like the rest of it, comes in 2 pieces to where this piece will slide on the hard line, and then we'll thread this guy on there, and then that gives us a nice little fitting for one of our new fuel lines. So this is step 1, and yeah, let's get cracking. That's the only way to shoot it. All right, so I have to remove this plastic cover. Never done this before, so, oh, you literally just pull it down. Easy peasy. John, I did it.
What'd you do?
I took it off.
Without breaking it?
So I have a rag. The whole system's been open and depressurized, but there may be a little bit of fuel, you never know. So there's 2 green tabs there. You're just gonna squeeze them together and then, well, I guess not pull back because this is a hard line, so it's not gonna move at all. So you're gonna squeeze them together, grab the rubber line on the other side and pull it away. Just like you did on the fuel pump assembly at the top when you first disconnected that fuel line. So yeah, you just hold the green connector, just squeeze it together, and then you slide the rubber line forward, like I totally just did, and totally didn't have Dave do that for me off camera. All right, where's my quick disconnect? All right, so we'll separate this into 2 pieces. Put away my flashlight. Just kind of tuck the rubber line out of the way right now. It's connected to a bracket up there, so it's only gonna go so far. But we're gonna do, pull it off. You see the green retaining piece that stayed on the hard line? You do need to get that off, but like you squeezed it before, this time you just pull them away from the hard line and it'll slide off. So if you just do one and then do the other, it should just come right off. There we go. Just like that. I'm gonna set that over here to the side. And then now you're gonna take the back half of your quick disconnect. And there's a flare on the end of that hard line, and that flare is gonna sit in this little groove right here. So I'll slide that over and then put this on top. We'll tighten it down, and then we can start running a fuel line. Honestly, the hardest one, Dave, to the fuel pump. All right, this is the one out of this whole thing I was looking forward to the least, because this is the line that we're gonna have to feed in between the body of the car and get up to the top of the fuel tank to the new bulkhead that we did on the OE fuel pump assembly basket. Yeah, you guys remember. It's not fun, and I asked a lot of the technicians here before we started getting into it. Dave and I got really lucky on the 370 kit last time. Remember, dude? It took us like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
that was sick. Got really lucky.
Yeah.
From what I've heard on this one, chances are we're not going to get that lucky. And I believe the install guide just says fish it, but some of the guys here have not had success just fishing it, and they've actually had to lower the gas tank a little bit, which is W-brace and then you have to loosen the straps for the gas tank to get it down, to get the fuel line up. So we're all in this together. You're gonna see us success or succeed or fail miserably. So the factory line that we just put the quick disconnect on, let me make sure I'm following the right one, is this guy, right? So it runs down the frame rail. All the way here is this big guy that's kind of separated off, all the way down, keep going, and then it kind of disappears here. And if you go over here, Dave, so it goes there, but way up in here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. I don't know if the camera will focus. Yeah. But way up in there, that's how the factory line runs. So what most of the guys, again, last time on 370Z, when Dave and I did this the first time, the install guide says to go from this way, and then once you get it up there, then you route the rest of this down following the existing path. But what we did was actually go this way, get it up there, and then I had to take this end, feed it through on top of the W brace, pull it through, and yeah, it made it a lot easier. So we'll see, fingers crossed, but actually it is 9:14. So Dave, remember 9:14?
Yes.
Once we get it up to the top hat, tell the people what time it is and see actually how long this took us.
Yes.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right, 9:15. Took me 1 minute to get it unpackaged. And actually, I can already see light. Aha. Yeah. Keep it dark. You see? There's light up there.
Is it?
See it? Come like this way.
Where's the camera?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, there's already a little. We can see it, Dave. This might be a
I
little.
see. You can see the light, right?
All right, let me try.
Ram jammer up there. Before you,
Probably against the tank.
yeah, not full force, but just like it'll bend a little bit and then like spring back.
Yeah.
As long as you're not.
It's not so much this edge that is the issue. It's above it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right there, just try the tank back a little bit, see if it'll ram jam. Otherwise, yes, you'll have to lower the subframe.
But the install guide doesn't say lower the subframe.
More this week than operation.
Are you having fun yet?
It's 9:31. We started at 9:14. Still don't have this line in. You know what? Give me the whole line. I wonder if I can feed it down.
From the bottom?
Yeah. Or from top down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I might have an idea.
Hang on. I mean, I can get it there again. Hang on. Let me try one spot next to it. Hang on. Hey, Amanda. Hi. Yeah, it's right there. It's trying to go underneath this bracket.
Exactly.
We got it, Dave.
It's a little mangled. What time is it, Austin?
45.
It took 30 minutes, no problem.
All right, but now I got to feed it actually underneath this.
Yeah.
So I need it to kind of make a bend. Yeah, this whole thing just pulls down so you can loosen everything. And then I wonder if I can, oh yeah, there we go. There we go.
You did it.
So it turns out the way that worked for us was feeding it through the car on the inside underneath the car rather than underneath the car going up. These brackets here along the lines, no special tools or anything. They literally just pop in and out, so you can just pull down on them and you'll be good. And now I'll have to run this over here to do a fuel filter, and then I'll pop them all back into place, put the little cover back on, and we'll be good.
You did it.
All right, so like I said, we went from inside the car down to outside the car. I have all this excess left. So what I'm gonna do now is, Dave, I'm gonna ask you, can you pull the extra slack down until this is close to the feed? And yeah, then we'll keep going from there. All right, stop.
Okay.
Tired, Dave.
Sorry.
It did actually work out easier for us to go from the inside and come down. And I did connect it to the fuel pump just loosely. I didn't like wrench it down, just did it with my hands because I didn't want to pull this out and then have to do the whole thing over again. So it is just kind of loosely tight that way. I can't jerk it out. But yeah, we should be good. We'll keep routing it up through here, and I think it's time for our fuel filter.
The hands aren't working, man.
I'm Dirty Dave. Dirty Dave. All right, so like I said, the fuel filter. It is from where the line's hanging down now. All right, ignore these two, you guys will not see these. These are for his race seats. So, you see the bin that comes here. If you look at this as number 1, 2, 3, you're going to remove number 4. So I'll grab like a flat head and you just pry down on it, make sure you don't pry too hard on the lines, end up, you know, putting a hole in them or something. And then the fuel filter will actually go right here, which of course we have kind of a lift in the way. So we're gonna try, worst case scenario, we gotta put it on the ground, move the lift arm and maybe go from there. But actually, may not even need a tool. You just kind of grab all the lines and just pull down a little bit. Maybe you can get it to come out. There we go. And then just pop it. We'll start from the left. Pop that guy out. And then pop. Yep, need pliers. There we go. No worries about this guy because we're going to replace it. With this metal bracket.
It's pretty.
So this guy will replace the one we just took out, and that is because it has two threaded holes for our mounting bracket with the fuel filter. So I just need this one nut that I believe is a 10. So we'll get it started by hand and then go from there. So just like that. And before I tighten that guy up, I might want to finish running this line. So go. These little brackets all the way around. The vacant one that I'm trying to run the fuel line in is a little too small. So if you just take a pair of needle nose pliers, just kind of bend it a little bit, you can snap off a tiny little piece. And then that would actually make it fit perfectly. I gotta do one more on the other side. There we go. All right, so what I'm gonna do for this bracket is I have a 10 mil on an extension. I'm gonna put it on like this because you have to apply upward pressure as you're trying to tighten this. So extension in a socket is just gonna be the easiest way. No, nope.
Oh,
no.
okay, all right.
No, you're good. You're gonna see this little like slot here, and you're gonna think, oh, this goes through it. No, you're actually gonna have the fuel filter right there.
Okay.
Here we go.
What?
Grab the socket.
Oh.
Thank y'all. Ah. Whew, that was tight. All right, guys. That was the hardest part of this whole fuel system, is getting the line from the pump down, routing it through everything, all these little tabs and everything. But it's gonna be a pain in the butt, but once you get this bracket for the fuel filter in, it all, look at it, goes together great. Follow through, has its own little channel, goes through perfectly, and then up to the fuel pump. All right, so now we can grab our fuel filter, and it has like a little circular bracket. We'll get that mounted, connect this line to it, and then keep making our way up into the engine bay. Z1 fuel filter housing, labeled out, labeled in, so it will go in this orientation. And then we also have our bracket. So this guy is going to slide in just like that. And then these two bolts are provided to mount up to that bracket we just put underneath there. And I believe these are, look like 8s. And it is a tight fit. So no power tools here. Probably the smallest wrench you got. I'm not gonna tighten this bracket down yet. Let's go ahead and get the line that we got currently under the car tied into this, and then that'll tell us where we need to adjust it here. Then we'll clamp it down and then mount it up underneath the car. So I got my 8 ratcheting wrench. I got my 4 for the Allen for the clamp, and my fuel filter. Hopefully you guys can learn from our mistake where the arm for the lift is not in the best spot. So I think, Dave, what we should do here is let's go ahead and mount this guy. Tuck the fuel line out of the way for now. Got one threaded. It's just getting it started is the hard part. Sweet. So now grab 8 mil. Alright, now that we got our bracket installed, we can thread in our fuel filter. All right, I'm gonna pass this through. We'll tighten it all up the end. Ooh. So obviously, I have a little excess line here. So line's good, connected to the fuel filter. Got a YN, got an AN wrench. We're just gonna tighten this guy down. Sweet. And now we can keep working our way towards the engine bay. We are getting so close. I'm excited, Dave. I can see the light, Dave.
Yeah.
I need to see it.
Need it.
I need it.
It's keeping us going.
The next one is gonna go from the outlet of the fuel filter, and it's gonna follow the lines up over this control brace, over here, and it's gonna route up. Come on over here. Up. towards here, and that's the factory hard line because that's now our return up towards the engine bay. And apparently I'm supposed to use, we provide you a little cushion loop clamp to secure the fuel line to the frame rail. And I believe we use this 10 right there, see it right there? So I'm just gonna back that guy out, put a little clamp around it with this passing through the clamp, and tighten it back down. And then we will go from there. All right, so before we run our line from the outlet up to the engine bay, there's another bracket here that is actually metal, so we gotta remove this 10 mil. Set that to the side. Cool. And just like I did on the other ones, I'm gonna grab a pair of pliers and just break a few of these inside tabs out of this to make room for our new line. It's dirty. Come at it from this side, make sure we're good. Nope. We got one more. Cool, that looks good. You're not gonna have as much wiggle room with this as you did all the ones down there because of the fuel filter being bolted to the car. So what I'm gonna recommend is don't start at the fuel filter and work your way up to the engine bay. Start at the engine bay and work your way back. So I'm gonna leave this one covered and protected for now. And then this one we're gonna pass through here. And then just gonna have to grab it, pin that down. All right, that sucked, but we got it. Now we can thread it in to our fuel filter. Put this 10 mil back in for the bracket, and then we will and now I'll grab my Allen wrench and tighten down that outlet. Cool. Awesome. And now we get to use our 10 mil. We're gonna remove this guy right up there, way up there, right there. All right, got the 10 mil. So now what you're gonna do is take your little clamp, make sure this line is coming the right direction. I spoke a little too soon. Still gotta route this guy. There we go. Just like that, up into the engine bay. Shove it up there as much as you can. You'll grab it once you get into the engine bay. And now this clamp is a little malleable, so I'm just gonna slide it around the line, squeeze it down like that, and then now you're gonna run the 10 through that clamp that you just put there, back into the hole that you pulled it out. All right, got it started. So that'll hold it still. Guys, it's tight. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to use a short 10 which looks like I'm missing. Yep, because I used it somewhere else. You see it anywhere? All right, I got the clamp on with the 10 mil into the passenger side frame rail. So now I'm gonna use just a little short 10 because there's no way I'm getting a ratchet in here. Or ratchet, or wrench, ratcheting wrench. It's getting tight. Sweet. So, hard lines are connected back with the 10. This new feed line, got a clamp on, it's there. And we're good to go. Okay. This means we can lower the car and go into the engine bay. Yep. All right, so now that we're back on top of the vehicle, grab that line you just ran up, and you're gonna route it through, around, and we're gonna go over here to the back of the engine. So let me go around that way. Maybe drop the car a little bit more. There we go. There we go. And now that we're here, I can take off this wrapping. And we're going to install our T. That way we can have two lines split off of this to go to the front of each. There we go. And then this will sit kind of right about here. And now we got to go get two J3 hoses, and they'll connect here, route underneath the lower plenum, and come out the front, connect into the front of the fuel rails. So let's go grab those. All right, so we disconnected the factory feed line, the hard line where it went to the rubber line, right? The one that I did on camera or off camera, but really it was Dave. So the other half of that does not get used. So that's where this comes in right here. So way down there, there's a little bracket that I'm gonna have to use this flathead, just pry open to get this guy out. I probably could just pull on it, but I don't wanna break anything. Sorry, this is gonna be so difficult to see. There we go. Slide that guy over. Might be able to get my hand down there and pop it out. Right here where we put the quick disconnect on, we can get rid of this rubber line. There we go. And it's getting caught in other things. So that's all you need to do is just pop it out of two little rotating clips. We'll go up top and pull it out from the engine bay. All right, it still has the damper on it. Got a little tangled up. And just pull it on up. There. Sweet. Don't need this guy anymore. I can has tool truck. It's tool truck Thursday. Hey Kyle, it's tool truck Thursday. Kyle's on the phone, he was not amused. Hey Amanda, it's tool truck Thursday. Let's go spend some money. I'm gonna go to the laptop because I made a wish list. Jeremy! All right, let's go shopping. Dave, you know once you go in, there's no coming back out. Okay?
And we never saw Austin again.
Buy one, get one die grinders, carbide sets, and extractors, because you never know. Dave,
Yes.
we need a bigger toolbox. As exciting and awesome as that was, and I really want to play with them, we have a fuel system to finish. Sorry, I was just in the middle of the engine bay. All right, so we got our two lines that go to the front of the fuel rails. So they're gonna go to the T in the back. So you're gonna run these actually through the middle of the engine underneath the lower plenum. So I think I'll start with one. There we go. Wow, this is a tight fit. I'm gonna take that PCV hose off. It's just really stuck on there. There we go. I guess I should go ahead and take it off all the way, huh? There we go. All right, it's one connected to the rail. All right, and then the second one. There we go. All right, so we got two lines there now. And we'll push this guy through, feed it up and around. Alrighty. Tighten this guy down. And this guy down. And here, yeah, rails are tight. I remember doing that. Alright. So now, take this line here. Now we're going to tie these two. I go to the front of the rail to this guy. These angles are a little tight, but doable. Sweet. Almost lost my wrench. Now we can just tighten that guy down. This one got a little tight right there at the end. One there. And that one there. Sweet. All right. We're so close, Dave. So close. All right, now that we got the front of the fuel rails done, now it's time to do the back. So this one is J4, and this guy is gonna go from the back of the driver's side fuel rail to the driver's side of the fuel pressure regulator. And they are two different angle fittings. So it does matter which one you put where. The 120 goes to the rail, and the 135 goes to the fuel pressure regulator. 135, 120, 120 goes to the rail, 135 goes to the driver's side of the fuel pressure regulator, just like this. There we go. Bingo. Where is my wrench? Did I leave it over there? No, it's right here. All right. We'll tighten these guys down. Tighten this guy down here. Sweet. On to the next one. This hose is J5, and it is opposite of the last one we just did. So this is going to go from the passenger backside of the fuel rail to the passenger side of the fuel pressure regulator. 90s on both sides, so doesn't matter orientation.
That's very long.
Alrighty, got that on. Use our -6. Tighten that guy there. And then tighten this guy on the regulator. There we go. One more line. All right, guys, last line. So this one is going to go from the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator. This is pretty much our return, and is going to tie into that quick release fitting that we put on the existing hard line. And then from there, we can test it, see if we have any leaks. Sweet. So we got two of the same fittings here, so it doesn't matter one way or the other. And we have added quite a few bit of lines here in the engine bay, so this one may be a little tricky. And this is gonna have to go behind this harness. Sweet. We got it connected to the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator, routed down. Now we just got to join two underneath the car, and we can test it. Guys, anybody can do this. You just have to have patience. It's not a quick job. A lot of wiggling, a lot of maneuvering, a lot of tight spaces, and they're fuel lines, right? So they're really thick, really durable, have to be, because you're, shoving fuel through it. So yeah, just be patient with it, work with it, and you can get it. So there's our line from the bottom of the regulator, and then here's our hard line, which, let me make sure that's good. I think that's good.
It's time.
I think it's time.
It's time.
I'm gonna do a quick once over for everything, and I'm gonna grab the scan tool, fire up the fuel pump relay, and we'll track down any leaks if we have any. Hopefully it holds pressure, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Austin, are you ready?
No, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. Actually, I'm not that terrified, because worst case scenario is if something does have a leak, we have one or two there, everything's in.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like just tightening down a couple of things. All right, have to connect the wiring to the fuel pump because we left that undone. So easy peasy. I'm gonna leave the lid undone. We're just gonna gently lay it on top. Once I plug it in, that way I can make sure it's not leaking from here. Just like that, cool. So connection's in, I'll leave it open. And that way when I get over there with the scan tool, I can hear it make sure the new bulkhead's good, make sure the 2 lines that are going to that are good. Start there first, and then start checking everything else while the pump is running. So now, negative battery. Cool, those are good. And let me grab a scan tool. Little Z1 scan tool. So go to Nissan, quick scan for available modules. Man, I hope this works. All right, now we're in engine, active tests, fuel pump relay. All right, all I gotta do is hit that button and it turns it on, Dave.
Oh gosh.
So what I'm gonna do, like I said, we have the cover off there. Actually gonna grab some of these pig mats over here, just at the off chance we have a leak, that way I can soak it up real quick. So I'll cycle it on, make sure we hear the noise. I'm gonna go out front and look on our fuel pressure regulator, see if I see pressure, and should be around 40, which is around stock. So as long as I see that and it holds, cool. From there, we'll just kind of let it go for a little bit, make sure there's no leaks. But if I get up there and it's only showing like 5 or something like that, then obviously we have an issue somewhere. So yeah, let me grab some of those mats just in case and we'll test it. Ready?
I don't know, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Moment of truth, Lucas.
It is holding.
It is holding pressure. It sounds fine though.
It's good. It doesn't leak. It holds pressure. Everything's good. No issues. So yeah, where to from here? Normally, we'd probably like to see us put it all together, finish it up, and hear it run, right? No, because now we have to supercharge it. So there's no point in putting it all together, making it run and all that, when we're about to tear into this thing more than what we just did. But for this piece, at least, that's how easy it is to install a fuel system on a G35 with billet rails. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on what video you want to see next. We did it!
We did it!
All right, I'm going home.